What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Here we are with another reaction. In this, we have 5 British words that Americans find rude or weird. Before we jump into these 5 words, if you guys happen to enjoy this video, please don't forget to subscribe. Give the video a thumbs up. Also, if you like to support the channel by becoming a member, all you gotta do is hit the join button and receive your exclusive benefits. Let's dive in.
I've officially passed the 12-month mark of living in America, and this has to be the biggest shock to me. There are a lot of differences between our two countries, but thankfully we speak the same language, so adjusting isn't as hard as it would be if you moved somewhere where you had to learn a new one. But even though we do speak the same language, so many words we use in England either mean something completely different here, or worse, are considered rude. And nobody wants that. Nobody wants to accidentally be rude. So thanks to the people who commented on my videos, I've learned that I've actually been walking around either boldly insulting people in their own homes or just sounding completely odd to Americans. So here are the top 5 words I've learned about since moving to the US. So the first word I'm only aware of thanks to the people who watched my Gettysburg video and pointed it out. Otherwise, I would have continued using this word, ignorantly insulting people every time I went to their house. And that word is homely. In England, it's a
Homely.
compliment to go to someone's home and say, your house is so homely. It means
Yeah.
home-like. You know, it's nice, it's comfortable and welcoming.
Why is that an
Much to my
insult?
shock, in America, it means ugly. This is what a couple of people who
Really?
commented on my Gettysburg visit video that I posted a few weeks ago let me know. I saw the comments and I went straight to Google, feeling really confused. And yet, homely in America means lacking in physical beauty or proportion. So you can imagine my shock and embarrassment because I've
Oh.
been going to American people's homes, complimenting their homes, when in fact I've been insulting them and no one corrected me. So please, if any more words pop up on my channel, please correct me. But now I know the word to use instead of homely is homey. I don't understand this one at all. I don't understand how homely can mean ugly. This
Yeah.
one is really, really strange to me. I honestly didn't
Very.
believe the comment on my channel when I first saw it. I was really confused. But I will definitely make sure to never use the word again whilst I'm in America. So thank you for commenting and letting me know. Now here's another unfortunate.
Nobody probably corrected you. Probably because a lot of us would not think that's an insult. I didn't know that's what that word meant. I don't know if I've ever heard homely. Um, but yeah, if you came into my crib and was like, oh, this is very homely, I would have thought you complimented me. I would have absolutely took it as a compliment and nothing. There's no part of me that would have said, did she just call my house ugly? But yeah, that's probably why you didn't get corrected because so much of us don't know that that's the definition of that word.
Rude one, rubber. In England, a rubber is what kids keep in their pencil cases at school. It
Nah,
means a
that's
razor. My
completely
daughter has
different here.
loads of rubbers for when she's drawing. So imagine my shock when I found out if I ask her where her rubber is to an American, it sounds like I'm asking where the condom is, which is
Hmm.
obviously not something you want to do. So I have to be very conscious of saying a razor to my daughter so she doesn't ask for a rubber at preschool.
I love it. Erase it to butter. It almost sounded like she's like a razor. And so that I'm sorry, that to me is funny, but that's the
I
accent.
have to be very conscious of saying a razor to my daughter so she doesn't ask for a rubber at preschool. Otherwise, she'll end up in class asking her teacher for a condom instead of something to fix her pencil mistakes. Definitely not the kind of parent-teacher conversation I want to be
Nah,
having. In
nah,
fact, I've been told if you walk into a shop in the US and ask for a rubber, you won't be pointed towards the stationery aisle, you'll
nah,
likely get pointed toward the pharmacy section.
for
So while
sure.
some people might understand you in context, like if you're holding a pencil, it's much safer to just say eraser here in America. The third
Yeah.
word isn't
I
really.
would say I get why it's called a rubber. The name absolutely makes sense because to erase you gotta rub it. But yeah, nobody here will think of when you say rubber. No, eraser is not the first thing that pops into over 90% of our minds. I would say probably like 99% of us wouldn't think, probably 100, but wouldn't think rubber and wouldn't think eraser. We think, yeah, no,
Insulting,
we think
thankfully, I'm
condom.
saving the worst one for the end. But it's important to know to make sure you're getting what you actually want and not to be
Agreed.
shocked. Now, it's widely known in England that chips in America is what we English
Fries.
people call crisps, so we don't need to learn that one.
Oh,
But what
chips
isn't
in
widely
America.
known is that
Okay.
biscuit in America is not what it is in England. In England, a biscuit is a sweet,
Scone.
crunchy snack like what Americans call a cookie. You dunk it in your
Oh
tea
yeah.
and it softens just enough without falling apart. Think digestives, hobnobs, custard creams. Those are biscuits to us in England. In America, a biscuit is completely different from the British version.
Yeah, what we would call a biscuit is the scone. Is what y'all would be like. That's not a biscuit. That's a scone. Right? Correct.
It's not crunchy or sweet at all. It's a soft, fluffy, buttery bread roll, almost like a savory scone. Americans usually eat biscuits warm, split
Oh, that
open with
looks so
butter, honey,
good.
or jam, or the classic way I've been told about is smothered in gravy. So if you're in America and you ask for a biscuit with your tea, don't be surprised when you get handed a bread roll covered in gravy instead of a hobnob. The fourth word is
Yeah,
dummy. When
you
we
did. But I mean, when that bread roll comes to you and you see the warmth and the fluffiness and you see the gravy and then you take that bite, you'll be happy about it. You won't leave disappointed.
first moved here, my daughter used the dummy, which in America is a pacifier or a binky. So when I would
Yes.
say, "Where's your dummy?" to my daughter or ask my husband where the dummy is, people we were with were probably thinking that we were really weird and finding the word dummy for pacifier even offensive. In both England and America, it can be a childish insult, but to call a pacifier a dummy in America, it's generally not a thing and you're just going to look really weird. And the final word, luckily this one does not apply to me.
Yeah, we think what's going dumb or dummy could be like one of those puppets, whatever you put your hand in and talk like a ventriloquist would use dummies or puppets or whatever they're called. But that could also like be dummy. But yeah,
I don't smoke, but a lot of my family members who do smoke have visited me here in America. And in England, a cigarette is widely called a fag. In that context, it's
oh
completely
yeah,
normal
you
slang. You'll
cannot
hear people
do,
say, "I'm going out
do
for a
not
fag,"
say that
and
here.
nobody thinks twice about it.
Yeah,
But here in America, fag never means cigarette. It's only used as a really offensive slur against
yeah,
gay people. And to be fair, even back in England, when it's not used in the context of smoking, it can carry that same insulting meaning. So while it's casual slang for a cigarette in the UK, in the US, it's a word you absolutely should not use ever. So, yeah,
mm-mm.
this one is one of those words where the cultural difference really matters, or you could accidentally really offend and hurt somebody. The reason we use it for cigarettes back in England, if you don't know, actually comes from the old slang fag end, which meant the last stub or leftover of something, like the end of a cigarette. Over time, that just got shortened to fag, and it was completely harmless. But yes, don't use that one for a cigarette here. So those are the five main words I've learned so far after a year in America. I'm sure there are more I still haven't come across. So if you know any, let me know in the comments. I would love to learn them before I embarrass myself again. Now, words can differ state to state in the US. When I asked my friend out here about the word homely, she just laughed at me and said it can mean both, so don't worry. But then the comments
Okay.
here on my channel suggest otherwise. So it's better to be safe than sorry, in my opinion. There are a lot of other words like pants for trousers, trash for rubbish, truck for lorry, candy for sweets, but they're not too bad. And actually,
Yeah,
you just naturally pick those up when you're here. And back in England, we hear these words on TV all the time, so we get it. But the ones I mentioned aren't commonly known. They weren't to me anyway, or to my family. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you learned something new. If you've enjoyed this and you want to see more about
yeah, that was a great one. And yeah, she definitely did save the worst for last. Definitely don't say fag here in the US. Like it is very here. It is a very negative term. Like she said, it is used as a terrible insult to call someone that is gay. And so yeah, we just yeah that one. Although it may mean cigarette in the UK, and I watched enough videos to know that for sure. Yeah, that's that. I cut that out the vocab we can get here. That's all we have. I hope that y'all enjoyed. If so, please don't forget to subscribe. Give a video a thumbs up. Check out the next. I'll see y'all next time.